You're just like your father.
He has to go, Tariq.
I'm not like my dad. I'm smarter than him. Better than him.
The code of the street remains. You must kill to survive, or survive long enough to be killed. There is no out to this game. The past always finds you, and fixing the past means getting back into the game. The game always brings about new problems. And the cycle continues. With Tariq being exonerated of all charges levied against him, with relations to the murder of Jabari Reynolds and crooked cop Danilo Ramirez, the goal was to get out of the game. Brayden helped Tariq get acquitted, which in turn aided Tariq mend his business relationships, especially with Kane. But Tariq needed some funds to leave the game, as he has not graduated from Stansfield to inherit his father's trust. But his plan went down with Mecca, as Mecca died before giving him the $2 million he requested. He foreshadowed extending his time in the game from the previous season finale.
I'm not about to get my money from this nigga, and you don't gotta connect, so I think we in it together for now.
The new and upcoming season of Power Book Ghost mainly focuses on the reveal of hidden truths, especially between family, the Stansfield family Tariq created and the Tejada family. Tariq seems to have found out about Lauren and ended up confronting Effie about her whereabouts. We also see him fighting Brayden, as he trusted Brayden to help Lauren move. Monet doesn't seem to have found out who killed Zeke, but she is doing everything she can to make sure whoever did it pays. As Lorenzo reiterates. In the same light, Monet is stepping up in the drug game. Lorenzo was controlling when he came out of prison, trying to sit Monet on the bench. But now that Zeke is gone, she is ready to fight anybody, including Lorenzo, who wants to take her spot. We also see a new player in the game, which from all indication was Mecca's Connect, and his death seems to have brought her out of the woodworks. Stay tuned while we dissect the official trailer of Power Book Ghost Season 3.
A suit does a lot for an image, Tariq. But it won't fool the people still watching.
Tariq is shaping himself and becoming more like his father Ghost. As much as he denied it in earlier seasons of Power Book Ghost. But he started to buy into that idea of being his father when Tommy tried to kill his mom, Tasha.
Uncle T wasn't wrong. He did what he had to do. Even if he hated him for it.
You see this bullshit right here? This shit
exactly like him.
Just like
Ghost.
If I ever see you again, maybe by then I'll be worthy of his name, right?
And now from the new season trailer, he seems to have accepted fully that he is the new Ghost.
Just like your father.
I'm not like my dad. I'm smarter than him.
Tariq is trying to step up his game to Ghost level. Ghost always had on these very polished suits that made him look like an outstanding businessman. And since Tariq is trying to step up his game, with his new customers in Wall Street, he is trying to look the part to be able to attract people in the financial district. But the voice which speaks that seems to be Davis reminds Tariq that there are people who know you outside the suit, and the suit doesn't dissuade them, as they know what you are really capable of. With all the changes happening, some things remain the same. Brayden still remains the Tommy to Tariq's Ghost. We find them both well dressed in front of Davis, with Tariq talking about how they have made it this far. And immediately after, dubbing hands in an outside space. A dub that seems to be a signature move anytime they are working on a drug-related business. Monet seems to be close to Tariq as before. Monet truly knows, as Tariq told her in Season 1, that he is the only one he can truly trust. As much as Monet might not trust all Tariq's foreseeable actions, she trusts his rational thought and knowing that Tariq makes sound decisions compared to her children. While Mecca was alive, there were so many questions unanswered, but with his death came many answers, one being, who was Mecca's supplier? We finally meet her. Norma, as she is known, is portrayed by Caroline Chikese. She is a worldly and powerful woman with a regal presence who has built her wealth with an illicit global empire and is not afraid to protect it by any means necessary. We cannot tell for sure if she knows that Tariq was involved in Mecca's death. But we see from the trailer that she wants Tariq to take Mecca's place. A similar instance to when Ghost took his place in Milan's organization after killing Milan's Connect, Vladimir. But from what we can tell, she is as dangerous as they come. We see her threaten Tariq, making sure he knows that there are consequences to making a loss on her product. We also see her in a shootout at an unknown location. It is not clear who she is blazing guns with, but she seems like an unhinged killer. After Brayden saved Kane's ass with the murder of Ramirez, things seem to be now cool with Tariq and Kane. But Kane still gets on Tariq's nerves as we see him talking to Tariq about moving the product before someone dies. Diana seems to be putting products at Stansfield, in the sophisticated storage system that Brayden created. This is quite interesting. From the previous season, we know Diana stands with his father Lorenzo, so is Lorenzo now okay working with Tariq, and where does Diana's loyalties lie? We wait to confirm in the upcoming episodes. Speaking of Diana, we see her development in a massive way. Diana seems to have found a new love interest. We cannot clearly see who it is. It could not be Tariq because we know he is with Effie now. But we also see her punch someone in the face, which is out of character for her as we know her strength to be snitching. Could that be her finally standing up to Monet, or who else could it potentially be? Tariq is at Stansfield with a gun, which is definitely not a safe bet. Stansfield has seen so much bloodshed and police escorts that we can clearly see they have taken precautionary measures with the cameras. So what is Tariq doing, and who is the gun for? We see in the latter parts of the trailer, Tariq with a gun in the car and about to catch a body, which could potentially be why he went to Stansfield for the gun. Monet has been wanting this since Lorenzo got out of jail. It is true what they say, it is hard to get out of the game when you taste the adrenaline, money, and power it gives you. For over 10 years when Lorenzo was in jail, Monet was running the streets. It is pretty obvious that she was mad when Lorenzo came home because she knew she had lost her spot. But she also knew with Lorenzo's coming, they were never going to leave the game behind. But she had no choice but to double down when Zeke died and her backup plan out the game died with him. But it's clear, she is not coming as a second choice. We see someone holding a gun with Lorenzo's face bruised. Right after, Lorenzo spoke about a woman coming after all of them. Could it be that Monet found out about Zeke, or someone messed around with Norma? If Mecca used to work for Norma and Tariq and the Tejada family are still connected, then maybe something went wrong with her supplies and she is trying to make sure they know who they are messing with. Please share your thoughts. The moment of truth. Brayden is scared and seems quite uneasy about what they did to Lauren as he speaks to Effie about telling Tariq the truth. But Effie, knowing the extensiveness of Tariq's murdering abilities, is ready to take that information down to her grave. But that doesn't seem like a very smart move because Tariq seems to have found out, and confronts Effie about it. We see Effie crying and ready to pull out her gun in case Tariq tries to do anything dangerous. And for the first time, we see Tariq and Brayden in a hand-fist fight, something they have not done before. We don't know why they are fighting, but the most plausible explanation at this point will be Lauren. Brayden seems to have found himself a new black girl. And they seem to be steaming up things as they kiss in an elevator. Who is this girl? And just like Tariq, is she a part of the game or another Lauren situation? The deeper you dive into the game, the more threat and potential enemies you create. We see a new player that has a gun on Tariq. We have not seen anyone hold Tariq in that manner with a gun on him since Ghost, Tommy, 2-Bit and Mecca. And Tommy is the most dangerous white person Tariq knows, which makes us question who this guy could be. Diana and Monet have what seems like a civil conversation. Monet has always made it a point to control Diana's life. All Diana ever wanted was to play basketball and study. But Monet never agreed to it. Here we see Monet telling Diana that she wishes things were different. And knowing Diana, with whatever that conversation was about, is not going to take it well, and she will probably find a way to get back at Monet. We see an instance of this when she talks to Kane, blaming Monet for something she had done.
Monet, again, she's always the problem.
Zeke's funeral finally happened. We see Kane and Monet hold hands as they enter what seems like a church, but things go south as there is a shootout at the church. It seems like the shootout was contained, but we see Kane and Monet prepare. A war has been started and they are going to finish it. Both times we saw Sax in this trailer was in a car. What is installed for Cooper Sax? Cooper Sax seems to have fallen for Jenny Sullivan from what we could tell from the last season.
It's my life. If Davis or Kane Tejada or Tariq St find out that I'm the foreman, we both know I'm dead. I'm doing it for you. And to see that justice was done. Right now, I feel like the same thing.
Not once did we see Cooper Sax and Davis together in this trailer. Could Sax be working for the government once again? And if so, what could he have done to have someone pointing a gun at him in his car? Davis MacLean seems to be more involved in the game than he actually should. For a lawyer who helps Tariq get out of crimes, MacLean seems to be urging Tariq on about killing a woman as he tells him, she has to go Tariq. We can only assume that he is speaking about Norma as he asks Tariq who she was earlier. We know Kane is reckless, but one thing he has always done is to make sure the Tejada family was well protected, in his own way, by any means necessary. We see Kane in front of the Tejada family house while he engages in a shootout with a drive-by car. Could these be the same people who attacked at Zeke's funeral? And if so, could they be connected to Mecca and seeking revenge? With Brayden making the hard choice of coming forward in the courtroom and telling the world how he was the one selling drugs at Stansfield, it was a foreshadowing of his full commitment to the game. We see Brayden in more fights than he ever has before, even finding himself at gunpoint. But we see that just like Ghost did for Tommy at the Korean church where the priest was crooked, Tariq comes to the rescue to save Brayden as he seems over his head in this situation. We finally see Tariq talking to his grandmother, the only family he can see at this moment. But Tariq and Granny never got along, and so he could not share what was going on in his life with her. But he lets her know that he is full-on Ghost now, which means he has totally embraced the monster he is and fully living in it. And that he believes he is better than Ghost. Which was a bold statement, going to show how ready Tariq is for whatever is ahead of him. This statement makes us question if Tariq's goal of ever leaving the game will come to fruition. This season promises to be bloody, dramatic, and filled with suspense, with everyone taking the drug game to the next level and new characters causing more commotion than ever before. That is all we have for the breakdown of the official Season 3 trailer of Power Book Ghost. Don't forget to subscribe for more Power series related content and other breakdowns of other American series. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.